Okay,
There you go.
there we go. All right. I'm going to call the License Hearing and Public Safety Committee to order. First off, call to order, did that. Roll call, Alderperson Feldy, I am here. Alderperson Ackley is excused. Alderperson Decker.
Here.
Alderperson Heidemann.
Here.
Alderperson Salazar.
Here.
And we have a quorum. Could everybody please stand, if you're able, for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Introduction of committee members. We'll go right down the hall, the row here, and then out into the area there. All right. Alderperson Heidemann, you want to start us off?
Alderman Heidemann, 10th District.
Dean Decker, Alderperson from the 6th District.
Barbara Feldy, Alderperson from the 1st District and Committee Chair.
Chuck Adams, City Attorney.
Alder District 3, Amanda Salazar.
Dave.
Police Chief. Mike Salter, Lieutenant.
And Scott.
Oh, Scott.
He waves. I need approval of the minutes from March 20, mine is messed up, 2023.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Chair votes aye. Minutes are approved. On to number 6, resolution number 16922234523. A resolution authorizing the chief of police to take necessary actions to receive, if awarded, the 2023 Law Enforcement Based Victim Services Program grant. Okay, let's see if you're on over there.
Yep, he's on.
Okay, go ahead.
Good evening. So this is a resolution where we're requesting to be able to receive, if awarded, a grant for law enforcement-based victim services. We found the grant about 2.5 weeks ago. It's due on Friday. It's a competitive grant. They're going to award 7 agencies across the country. If we're awarded the grant, we'll receive up to $90,000 for 2 years, so $180,000 over 2 years. And it would, the purpose of the grant is for us to establish a victim services unit within the police department. So what we're hoping to use the money for is to actually hire somebody to do victim services, and it would complement some of the work done by the district attorney's office at this point. But really what it would allow us to do is expand those services. Most of the victims that the district attorney's office is interacting with are in cases where somebody's been arrested and charged. This would allow us to do a couple things. One, on some of our bigger cases, start providing services to victims right up front, who would then be handed off to the victim services at the DA's office. But it also allow us to follow up on all those cases where somebody isn't arrested and offered the same type of services in those cases.
Are there any questions? Alderperson Decker, you got one?
I guess, so with that also, that also help victims, like, would be assisting them in possibly getting like, restraining orders and things like that too?
Yep, there'd be a big educational component to it, so trying to do more things in the community to make victims aware of what services and what their rights are. Work with the DA's office in the state of Wisconsin on victim compensation services that are available. Support services, helping them file for restraining orders and things like that. Just, yeah, the whole gamut of things.
That's really good.
Any other questions?
Alderperson Heidemann, once he's,
Alderperson Heidemann?
yeah, give him his mic's off. His mic.
Okay. Well, my question is, And normally you don't ask for permission for getting grants anyway, right? You just apply for the grants. In this case, it's a little different. And I guess what I'm wondering is why would that, I've never seen this before, where you got to come to get permission for it.
So we ask for permission to apply for every grant that we apply for in one way
Oh, you
or
do?
another.
Okay,
One of the issues that we run into is the same one that's here, is that the period for us. So the way this is written, I'm asking for permission to receive it if we're awarded the grant, because the grant application period closes on Friday, and so I couldn't get actually the request in first.
Oh, okay.
But JAG grants, COP grants, all these things that we apply for, we put in resolutions on all of
Okay.
them, getting
All right.
approval from the council to do that.
all right, thank you.
Do I have a motion?
Okay, I will make a motion to accept, and I hopefully we get this grant, so.
Second?
Okay, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Chair votes aye, motion passes.
Thank you.
Good luck. Number 7, RO number 136-2223, 4523, by city clerk submitting various license applications.
Staff is recommending that all of the applications on the RO be approved.
Okay,
I make a motion to approve them.
Second?
any discussion? Okay,
I hit the button, sorry, so
Yep.
turn it up.
Oh, wait a minute, you're not on. All right, go.
Great, sorry, I hit the button. When is the deadline for this application,
For which application?
for the sidewalk cafes?
There's not particularly a deadline for them. It's just that if they don't, right now, if they don't have one, they can't have a sidewalk cafe, because the license year for sidewalk cafes is April 1
It's April 1 through the following
through the
April.
following April.
Okay, and this information does go out to the local businesses downtown. Great.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted.
Are there any other questions? Okay, I need a motion.
Oh, we did. We did. We motioned.
we did.
We motioned second.
He motioned, I second.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right. Number 8. Are you going to take this one?
Yeah,
Chuck?
I'll take them all. So,
Okay.
number 8 was originally a quasi-judicial hearing to determine whether alcohol beverage license 3527 held by Young Trust Entertainment LLC, Theo Childress agent, would be suspended or revoked. You also had on the schedule a closed session, potential closed session, as well as action regarding the hearing. However, I am glad to report that the matter has settled. So originally, there were a number of counts for a number of events that had occurred at West Coast Cafe. There had been a number of events. You dealt with the first of them already, but there just had been some ongoing problems at West Coast Cafe that led to allegations of a disorderly house, as well as some specific alcohol beverage violations. Mr. Childress had been called before the staff committee several times to deal with these issues, and that did not solve them. And so we were coming to you with a request to hold a hearing to revoke. Mr. Childress hired counsel. He's working with attorney Adam Vanderheiden from Rhodey Dales. And in the course of that, we've entered into a stipulation, and I'll just kind of fill you in on the terms of the stipulation that he's agreed to. So basically, you know, they've accepted the charges against them. They're agreeing that they're going to surrender their current license for the remainder of the licensure period, and they did so already. They turned it in today. They will not have an alcohol beverage license for the remainder of this license year, which ends June 30. So they're going to be without a license for about 80 days or so. We agreed that we will not issue a new license to another applicant for the available license slot that's caused by the surrender. until after July 1 of 2023. And we will treat their renewal application for the 2023-24 year to be a renewal application in all respects, including cost, as long as they timely make their application. Timely this year has to be by June 1. If anybody who makes an application after June 1 will not be timely. We're agreeing that we will grant the renewal license effective July 1, but it's going to be based on a number of conditions. First, they have to remain eligible for the license. Second, there can be no law violations attributable to the license or its staff or agent, the licensee or the staff or agents, or any issues involving allegations of a disorderly house between now and June 19, 2023, which is the last day that you'll be able to vote on the new license. If they get any sort of violation, then we do not have to issue them a license at that time. They're also agreeing that during the following council year, there will be no law violations and it rising to the level of an arrest, issuance of a citation, or issuance of a written or verbal warning, and that they will immediately contact and cooperate the police should any possible issue arise. That's for the whole year. Additionally, they're voluntarily agreeing to comply with the following terms. One, they're going to cooperate with the police department in all investigations at or related to West Coast Cafe. They would provide any statements needed. They would provide ID scanner information, surveillance video, and any other information related to the case that we request from them. They would notify the PD of any issues with patrons that have been told to leave due to disruptive behavior, and they would join the Tavern Safety Coalition, abide by all standards of conduct related to that, including not allowing anybody in the tavern who is currently on the banned list through the Tavern Safety Coalition. They will continue use of the ID scanner on everyone entering the establishment, which will take a photo. There are some exceptions to that, and I'll get to that in a moment. And they will use a wand on all patrons entering the establishment. The exception to this is that we're not going to require them to use the scanners and metal detector wands prior to 4 p.m. So they're saying they're going to be primarily a restaurant, breakfast and lunch and that kind of thing. And so anybody who comes in before 4 p.m. won't have to have wands. But then after July 1st, anybody who orders alcohol, even if it's before 4 p.m., will still have to have their ID scanned. So it's not going to be good enough just for the server to see it. They're going to have to scan that ID. They are going to be required to clearly and legibly post at every entrance a prohibition of weapons on the premise. They're required to maintain an operating video surveillance for the establishment covering the interior and exterior, which records all times that they're open for business, and they would be required to maintain copies for no less than 30 days. They're required to ensure that the video cameras are always operational and recording during business hours. They won't serve intoxicated people. They'll deny entry to anyone who is visibly intoxicated, and they will kick anybody out who is visibly intoxicated. Staff will not be able to drink while working. They have to communicate all those expectations to staff. And then I think probably the key one is the last one. They're agreeing that during the entire license year of 2023-2024, they will close at 11 p.m. and not reopen until 6 a.m. the next morning. And that will be in effect throughout the entire upcoming license year. And if they violate any of these agreements, regardless of whether they're in the liquor code or not, they agree that we can take away their license as a result of that. So it's a pretty, I would say this is probably the, other than actually revoking a license, this is probably the strictest requirements we've ever imposed on anybody that we haven't actually taken the license away from permanently. But they agreed to it. I have Theo's signature on the stipulation here. And as a result, I think we're pretty hopeful that the problems will go away. They're indicating that they really are going to use this opportunity to kind of do what they told you in the first place, which was really focus on being a restaurant. So I'm hopeful that they're successful.
Great.
I can answer any questions you might have.
So they are not going to be they're not going to be operating as a nightclub as they had been.
So not at all between now and July 1, because
Okay.
they can't serve
Sure.
alcohol. I mean, I guess they could have dry dances or something like
Okay.
that, but they have to be closed by 11. And then the following year, they have to be closed by 11 as well. Certainly, I guess you could be a nightclub, but an early
Close early.
closing nightclub. Yeah,
Okay, close early.
close early,
Yeah, okay, I guess.
Not a nightclub anymore.
yeah. An evening club.
There you go. Any other questions? That's Joe.
You gotta hit him. He's not on.
There'll be a stipulation that they can't have a private party after 11.
Right, so we don't have that stipulation in there because that's already illegal on a licensed premise.
Oh, it is, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they would be in violation anyway, and their license would be taken away,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Amanda, you have any? Nope.
No?
okay.
Any more?
No, that's it.
All right, I need a motion.
No, we're good.
Yeah, so you don't
Motion.
necessarily
No.
have to take a motion, but if you wish to make a motion to express support of those conditions, that's certainly something you can do.
I like that.
I guess I can make a motion for that. I make a motion in support of those conditions. I'm disappointed that they had to come to this in the first place, because when we originally granted that license, we had this discussion with them because of the other issue we had with them, and so I hope that they abide by this.
Okay. Any other comments? And I need a second.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
Other discussion. I'd like an opinion from the police department as to whether this is the correct direction to go with this facility. I mean, I don't know I know some of the history, but not a lot of it. So the people don't change. I'd just like to have your opinion. You think this is something that we're doing the right thing and doing, or are we doing the wrong thing?
Is it the owners or the people attending?
So I think this is a strict but fair way to approach it for the business. It gives the city the opportunity to act swiftly if there's a violation and hold them accountable. And it gives the actual business an opportunity to show that they want to be productive in the food and entertainment business. So it really, both sides, it gives the business an opportunity to prove themselves.
Can I ask a question?
And you're okay with that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I have a question for you. Is this, the violation, is this more specifically of the owners themselves and the system of how they're sort of running the business? Or has this been a sort of a issue of disruption and, problems based on those attending, or both?
Both.
Both, okay. So, if you would, is it more of like a 50-50, is 60-40?
It's in my view, it's a management, these are all management issues.
All management
How
issues.
they're running the business is what's leading to and allowing what's happening to happen.
Got it. And so, the hopes is that whatever they put into place will then eliminate, their management will eliminate that sort of behavior, but that behavior could still pop up in other places, right? Because the people are coming to the community, they're still existing.
Sure, but yes, my very strong opinion is that what's happening in the city when these groups are going to different places
Sure.
is it's the management that's allowing it to happen.
Got it.
And I really hate to do this, but I would tell you to watch the show Bar Rescue, and you'll see that that's what this is about. And this isn't only bars, this is retail establishments, any kind of business. If you don't have good business practices in place, these are the kinds of things that happen.
So, but the business practices that they were doing were breaking the law of what we allow with a license, correct?
Yes,
Okay, so like we can't go in and be like, your management has to be this style. Well, our control, or what we can say, is based on the things of what a license requires.
correct.
Right, because,
Yep.
but us saying poor management could be different. What you believe, what I believe is different management, right? As long as it believes or stays within what the grounds are of the license, to me, that makes the most sense.
Correct, but
Okay.
if the business practices they're employing allow the law to be broke, then this is the result that you
Right,
get.
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes much more sense.
Yep.
Okay. I need a motion and a second.
Got the motion in the
Motion.
second, now you
Okay.
need to vote.
Yep. So for vote.
Oh, all right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Chair votes aye, motion carries. Next meeting date is to be determined, and I'm open for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn, Senate aye.
Second?
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, nay. Chair votes aye, we are adjourned. Wait, I get one thing.